Hey, what's up, my friends? I want to make another video here. I believe this is the 13th or 14th or so video made on a series of videos of predictions involving an incident of racial profiling or racial injustice of a young African American woman slash young girl named Diamond. Thought I was getting the name Diamond Williams. Diamond Williams. Made quite a few videos on this real fast. I'll recap last kind of downloads, insight I've gotten, kind of painting this picture of racial profiling we may see coming days slash weeks. And then I want to add some new downloads I've gotten to really kind of finish off this series of videos slash predictions that I've made. So far, I've picked up an incident of racial profiling, young woman, young girl named Diamond Williams, possibly in her car. Got a real clear mental image of a white car with an Alabama license plate, possibly with her family road trip. Thought possibly, thought a mom driving the vehicle with 2 or even 3 young siblings, Diamond being one of them. Different names I thought I got: Crystal, Cherry, Angel. I was going to name George as well. I believe possibly some of those names correlate to family members of Diamond. You know, Crystal, Angel could be the mom, maybe George the father, maybe. Cherry is the name Cherry has been steadily growing with clarity. I don't know if that could be Diamond's sister. Before I thought I was getting the name Faith. Cherry could also correlate to like a street name or location somehow. But the name is coming back Cherry. Cherry, increasingly high clarity. But the focus has always been on Diamond. Last name was a little fuzzier. At first I thought Williams or Washington, but I believe it's Diamond Williams. So in a white car, driving a white car, Alabama license plate, element of racial profiling. For the aggressors, thought I was getting like a black. I've been picking up a black Jeep. I was getting a black Jeep. This was a white car, black Jeep. The black Jeep, that could correlate more to a all-black police interceptor. I do throughout this, I've picked up an element of possibly police brutality. Names for the aggressors slash officers. So I was getting Justin, Tom slash Tim. I thought Nancy, possible name for a female officer. Could even be a 4th officer as well. Don't really have a clear name. I thought it was John, Juan, not too clear. Last names maybe Cooper, Hertz, McGraw. Last names again fuzzier. Those first names Justin, Tom, Nancy, been a little clear, perhaps. Could possibly be some of those names. As for the geographical location, I thought I've picked up on, again, Alabama, where maybe Diamond's family's from. Also thought I was getting Tennessee. Also thought I was getting Texas. This kind of puzzled me. Very high clarity for all 3 geographical locations: Alabama, Tennessee, and Texas. How I translate this is possibly Diamond's family is from Alabama. Maybe they're driving on a road trip through Tennessee. One of these aggressors slash officers has some connection to Texas. It's possibly one translation of that download or message. Could also occur in Alabama or Texas, or could be elsewhere, of course. 3 different geographical locations where we may see this. Different physical description. Thought I was getting like a pink shirt, green shorts. I've picked that up pretty consistently. So I thought maybe Diamond would be wearing a pink shirt. Maybe a sibling or sister wearing green shorts, or it could be Diamond with a pink shirt, green shorts. I don't know. I know that's random, but those colors keep going back to me as possible. Physical description. Other physical description, thought I was getting like a gap in the teeth, kind of how I have. Could correlate to the mother, family member, if I'm typing something real for that one. As for what this actual incident, could be a firearm being deployed into the car. I've, with increasingly high clarity, I've picked up possibly dogs or canine units being involved as well in what is deemed a very controversial or aggressive way that would spark calls for racial equality and against racial injustice. I have consistently throughout this picked up racial profiling of very much being an element of this. So that's most of what I've mentioned in past videos. Now, I've also picked up recently, I mentioned this in the past video, but I picked up possibly like a pink scooter or bike. So I'm not quite sure if Diamond and her, siblings or friends are in the vehicle when this occurs, when they're profiled or officers, fire a firearm into this vehicle, or if she's Diamond herself is in a bike or on a scooter nearby and gets caught in the crossfire of a gun, or even a canine unit goes after her, or if she's in the vehicle, gets scared, runs out, and then gets caught up in this, especially being attacked by a dog. You can imagine that scenario being just unacceptable, very controversial. So I'm not, the bike and the scooter, I don't know quite how that correlates, whether she's in the vehicle, playing nearby. Also thought I was picking up Diamond's birthday. And a lot of this focus has been on Diamond, and possible she wanted a bike. Like I was picking up a pink shirt, a pink bike, pink scooter. So maybe that's something she wanted, upcoming birthday, before this incident comes to pass. Now, what could actually lead? Well, actually, I'll start with geographical location. So new downloads: one, that the bike, the scooter. Geographical location. I thought I was picking up. I've been picking up Tennessee for a while now. I thought I was specifically getting southwest Tennessee. Really stretching my intuition here. I thought I was getting Hardin County. May or may not be that county, but just kind of draw a circle around southwest Tennessee. One possible geographical location of where this incident of racial profiling and racial injustice could occur, involving young Diamond Williams. Now this is interesting. I'll circle back. I'll circle back to that. But just put a pin in that. Southwest Texas, Hardin County. One possibility where this could occur. Could be Texas, could be elsewhere, but that one's definitely on my intuitive radar these days. Now the incident, what could lead to this? I very much believe it's element racial profiling, but what, in the physical, in the natural, what leads to this? I've picked up multiple downloads. I thought I was getting like the white car that Diamond could be in, her mother may be driving, like flashing, like the emergency lights, flashing lights. So it's possible there's some type of like engine trouble, and someone calls the cops and they respond to this, and flashing emergency lights, and then this goes south pretty fast. It's also possible, I don't know how high the clarity is for this, possible there could be alcohol as one variable. So maybe the mother's driving erratically, breathalyzer test, and it goes again south very, very quickly. It's also possible the police could scan the license plate, and there's some type of miscommunication or misinformation, where they believe this is a stolen vehicle, or lead connected to a criminal, dangerous person, and it's not, or it's miscommunication, and it goes south pretty quickly. And I thought I was getting 2 male officers, 1 female, or 3 male, 1 female. So that tells me it's at least 2 squad cars, so possibly more. I don't know how common it is for canine units to just be in a random police vehicle, but I don't know if they're searching for drugs. And again, this just turned south, where a firearm is deployed. Just trying to stretch my intuition here, but I also thought it is the female officer deploying the gun, and then the canine units being involved. And then Diamond gets in the middle of this, and it is not good. It was very aggressive, very uncalled for, very controversial, in a way that would spark renewed calls for racial equality and against racial injustice in the U.S. So there's just some elements of what could lead to this, and so far that's eluded me, of the final piece of this what could come to pass. It's really eluded me. But just now, the last few days, I'm picking real clear image of all those flashing emergency lights, possibly the license plate being scanned, misinformation. I was getting possibly an open alcohol somewhere. Again, not sure how high the clarity is for alcohol, but possibly one variable. And it's also possible that this occurs at a restaurant or gas station. Again, if they're on a road trip, they stop to get gas, get some snacks for the kids, for Diamond, your 1 or 2 siblings or sisters, or at a restaurant, or shortly after a restaurant, shortly after a gas station. I don't know why, but I was getting that Quick Trip. It's like Casey's, really specific. I thought I was getting Taco Bell. Of course, it may or may not be those specific establishments, but that's just been different downloads that I was getting. So this could occur, you know, at one of these places. Someone calls 911, goes south pretty fast, or you know, shortly after. Now, earlier I'd mentioned Southwest Tennessee, specifically Hardin County. Now, the way that download, the first download I got was the name Shiloh. Shiloh. That's kind of how it is. Very random. I was like, okay, like, what do I, you know, what do I do with that, God? Shiloh. What are you trying to tell me? And I was at the library the day after. A day after I got the download of Shiloh, I saw a book. It was about the Civil War, and specifically about the Battle of Shiloh. The Battle of Shiloh. And I'm researching that. I was like, okay, is there something more to this, to this message I've been given? And Tennessee has been on my radar quite a bit. If you go back and watch all my past videos. And the Battle of Shiloh, the Civil War, occurred specifically in Southwest Tennessee in Hardin County. Definitely makes me want to draw a circle around that. Definitely puts that location on my radar. Again, it could be elsewhere, but definitely one location on my tutor radar. I thought I was even picking up Dolly Parton speaking out against hate, which again would correlate to Tennessee. She has a very strong spiritual calling on her, by the way. Very spiritually powerful woman. If indeed, you know, she gets involved in this. But from the beginning, I thought there was a spiritual connection to the Civil War. If you watch my past videos, that's a pretty common theme. I believe there's just connecting to spiritual timelines from past to present. In the physical war that was fought, you know, those men gave their life's blood to end slavery and the demonic poison of racism in this country. But that the spiritual, the demonic root stayed intact, and it's came to. And I think we've been fighting that battle ever since too. You know, segregation, civil rights, everything Martin Luther King Jr. fought against, gave his life for, his entire family, and died speaking out against racism. So I think there's a spiritual connection with the Civil War to present day, and it comes to a head. This little girl named Diamond. But that is just amazing. I picked up Shiloh, the Battle of Shiloh, fought in Southwest Texas, specifically in Hardin County. I believe for a long time now, God has wanted to bring restoration, to restore the African American community where they would be if it wasn't for Jim Crow, for civil segregation, for slavery. They weren't enslaved in the first place. You know, I really believe God wants to take that community and just put them back on God's plan, God's timeline for them. Alright, my friends, I think that's most of what I want to share in this video. I believe this is going to be the last one, guys. I'm going to try to get one more out. Just connecting all the dots and going a little bit more into the spiritual side of this. But now that I'm picking up the incident, what this could lead to, I can feel that's kind of just the end of this one. I'm getting more downloads about other places, women's rights in India, and I can tell it's everything, you know, that just these messages have been given to me and trust with me. It's kind of shifting now. So it's like this one is coming to an end. It's like, okay, now focus on these other messages and injustice in the world. So I think this is going a lot. I'm going to try to get one more out. Hopefully I've been a faithful conduit for this. I do believe, I've said this in every video, but I believe these messages are heaven sent. Please be praying, my friends, against the demonic poison of racism. And please be praying God's will on earth as it is in heaven. In this case, for the African American community, because I think that sums up so much of what we're fighting for. And I'll put the links to all the other videos, 12, 13 videos I've made in the past few months. I encourage you to check those out, because you can see just this picture growing in clarity. Just this image has been unfolding for me through these heaven sent messages. So, my friends, please be praying. Be praying for little Diamond. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I believe heaven is about to get a few more stars. Please be praying, my friends. Thank you for listening. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.